Here we go, final quarter. Important game for both teams with 3 games to go after tonight. Walker in the backfield, and they are riding him. Breaking tackles and down inside the 45, a gain of 8.
Boy, he has been impressive. I mean, he has been getting, there's been contact so many times right at the line of scrimmage, and yet he just has been able to go right through him. There was pretty good collision right here, and yet, you know, he's able to pick up another 4 yards after the contact. That was Blankenship who came up, just not able to wrap him up. Not easy to do against him.
About 1.5 yards short of a first down.
Go play action here on 2nd and short.
Instead, they play it straight. Walker gets the first down as Davis and Blankenship combine on the stop. Kenneth Walker, last 5 games. Tonight, it's been a different story. And that 23-yard touchdown run that he had 2 possessions ago ties for the longest run against this Eagles defense in the last 3 years.
Well, the first half, Seattle, they couldn't get anything going on the ground. They just were not able to run the football, but it's a totally different story here in this second half.
Locke pulls it out of there, completes it to Disley, the tight end, and he drives his legs, takes it down inside the 35, got 4.
You know, they took Metcalf off the field on that first down play. Now he's back on the field, but you keep running the ball the way that they have with Kenneth Walker, you know, you start getting more. He's had some opportunities already with some one-on-one looks, but you know, you start getting even more favorable opportunities, and you know, will they? But you got to believe that, you know, at some point he's going to have to be a factor in this game.
Second and 6 over the middle. Lockett, a bobble, a catch, and a good tackle by Bradbury. A gain of 4. 3rd and short coming up. It's 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, they got the crosser here with Lockett, and then DK Metcalf is coming the other way, and you just pick the guy that, you know, you see in the coverage. They're playing zone, so you don't have a man-to-man look. Either way, if he goes to Lockett, that was, you know, his 3rd reception, or you can come underneath the DK Metcalf.
Third down and 1 yard, and the play is made by the Eagles as Walker is swallowed up. That's Morrow, and that was a play when the Eagles needed it most to bring up 4th down.
Wow, that's like what they call an Oklahoma drill back in the old days. You can see number 41 right in the middle of the screen, and he hits it. I mean, he immediately gets going downhill, Nicholas Morrow, and as we've seen tonight, not easy to do against that guy, but yet he makes the tackle by himself, short of the first down.
4th down and 2. You put the ball in the hands of Drew Lock. They're going to need a timeout. Well, DK Metcalf, as you've talked about a couple of times, Troy, has been shut down with just 2 targets, 1 catch, 8 yards. And let's take a look at how they've tried to slow him down. There's his only catch of the night.
Well, it's on the heels of a game against San Francisco where, you know, he went the last 3 quarters without any opportunity. So, you know, he's held it together, you know, and he hasn't shown any frustration, but I can only imagine that, you know, he's hiding it very well, because a guy with his abilities, he's certainly wanting more opportunity than what he's had.
Big numbers against the Eagles over his last 3 games. Well, the prior 2, and then tonight just shut down. Includes that wild card game in 2019. Now 4th down and 2. Lock, contact, and a flag. Metcalf was the target, and Bradbury interfered with him. And if it's against Bradbury, that's the second pass interference call that Metcalf has drawn in this game.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Ball is placed at the spot of the fight.
Right over there in front of the Eagles bench. Sirianni didn't like it, of course, but let's take a look. It looks like he gets that right arm on his waist and does hook and turn him. Here's a better look at it there. I think it's a pretty good call. And, you know, Metcalf is so good at running those slant routes because he has such big size and he's physical. He's able to work through those kinds of contact plays. I think it was a good call. Not an easy assignment for Bradbury trying to match up with him on a slant route.
Here is a short toss to Walker. Has to reverse field, and this will be a loss on the play. Just to get your opinion on it, John Perry, did you like that call?
Yeah, I saw it exactly as Troy did. It's a defensive hold right off the bat at the break, which rises to the level of pass interference because the ball is in the air.
Loss of 4 on this play by Walker. Here's another look with that little twist at the waist by Bradbury. Now 2nd and 14. Fake toss, screen for Metcalf. Blocker out in front in a nice gain. Got a block from Charles Cross, the big left tackle. Was out there in front of Metcalf and a gain of 12.
This timed up really well because you're going to see Charles Cross, the way that he gets out there, and it's the whole key. Can you get the ball to the wide receiver to where he's not then out in front of his blockers? But that was timed up well with the action in the backfield and getting Cross 315 pounds out in front.
3rd down and 2. Locke has to pull it down and gets hit high. And a pass is incomplete to bring up 4th down. And you see Locke putting his hand on his face, wondering if he was going to find blood. It's 4th and 2.
Well, Anthony Bradford, the right guard right here. You see how badly he gets beat. I mean, immediately Carter's right there, and what a year he's had.
Just getting better and better and better. And now 4th down and 2 again.
I think his knee might have been on the ground before the ball came out.
Play clock is down to 1. They just get it away, and now Pete Carroll on the sideline called a timeout.
I think Pete wanted to take another look at it too.
Well, it goes down as an incomplete pass.
Well, it does, and the timeout is to avoid the delay a game. And now you wonder if Sirianni's going to challenge this.
Yeah, this would cost Seattle yardage and make it a longer 4th down, and Sirianni's going to challenge it, and it looks like from those replays and the play by Jalen Carter that he'll win it. The call was incomplete. Seattle took a timeout, but the Eagles may benefit from that timeout.
7.5 yards.
Well, he didn't give us a break.
Philadelphia was challenging the ruling on the play that the quarterback was down by contact before he threw the ball. After review, the runner was down by contact before releasing the pass. The ball will be placed at that spot. It's 4th down.
That call, first of all, sounds better with the music under it, but it's an expedited review.
This is a successful
is what I
challenge
assume
for
you were about to
Philadelphia.
tell us,
They will not be
John.
charged a timeout.
You know, it's a full review, but it's clear that the knee is down before the pass. So they'll put the ball back 7.5 yards. Continue with the 4th down. Nice challenge by Philadelphia.
And the field goal unit comes on for the Eagles, or rather the Seahawks, as a result.
Well, pretty interesting turn of events there, that because they hadn't got to the line to get the play called, Pete, you know, if they were able to, it's not a challenge. Sirianni's not going to challenge the call, but it gave him a chance to take a closer look at it because of the timeout to avoid the delay of game. And instead, as you mentioned, they're not able to go for it, now having to settle for 3.
It's a loss of 7 on the play because of the 5th sack of the year by this all-world rookie Jalen Carter. And it turns into a 43-yard try now for Jason Myers. So a good challenge by Sirianni. And the officials are back together. Well, you can read lips there saying, do we give Seattle their timeout back? And I guess the answer is no. And you can see Pete Carroll saying, do I get the timeout back?
No, he does not, because he chose to take the timeout. He's not stopping a running clock other than the fact that he was potentially going to get the delay of game.
So they're down to 1 timeout, and a 43-yard try by Myers is good. 2 for 2 on the night is Jason Myers. Pete Carroll called a timeout, and pale achievement for Seattle Public Schools. Into the end zone goes the kick. Out to the balls comes the 25 to the 25 for Philadelphia as they lead by 4. Don't miss the playoffs on ESPN and ABC. We'll cap off Super Wildcard Weekend with the annual Monday night game on January 15th. Then our divisional round game will be on Saturday, January 20th or Sunday the 21st. Both games are on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus. 10 minutes left. Eagles ball up 4. Hurts, Brown, first down plus just across the 40 and a gain of 15.
And we came in talking about Rick Woolen, who only played the 1 series in the first half. This is, you know, his first time to see action here in the second half. So very limited in what he's been able to do. But one thing this defense has done, which they really have not done a very good job of all year, that we talked about earlier, was coming into the game, they've given up a lot of big plays, and they've not done that tonight. Been pretty good keeping the ball in front of them.
Here's Swift having to use that silent count. The Eagles on offense have their right guard. In this case now, with the injury to Juergens, it's Sua Opeta, who looks back at Hurts, and then it's Opeta now and not Juergens, who signals to Jason Kelce that it's time to snap the ball.
Yeah, that just keeps the center from getting a stiff neck, having to keep looking back there to see when the quarterback's ready.
A tap to Kelce, the snap, 2nd and 5, the pass complete. Devontae Smith, and a first down for Philadelphia, completion of 10.
Good job by Jalen Hurts. They bring the blitz, Seattle does, and he's got a free rusher coming, and he gets the ball out on time. You're going to see it right off the left side of the screen. Here he comes, and Hurts hangs in there. Good route, off coverage. Nice completion. It was Jordan Brooks, a linebacker on the blitz.
Remember, the Seahawks are without Devin Witherspoon, their terrific rookie corner, and Jamal Adams aired out. Quez Watkins, contact, and a pick. Intercepted by Seattle and Julian Love. Third interception of the season for the former Giant.
That's such a great play by Julian Love. It looked like he was beat, and he's able to get underneath it and played it perfectly.
Here he comes. Love with the first.
Yeah, and when you look at that grab, the shoulders dip towards the end based on the pull. I think they could have easily went with pass interference.
No call. Instead, it's the interception. First takeaway of the game. And now Walker over on the right side, brought down by Shaq Leonard. A gain of 3.
Well, you think back to the San Francisco game a week ago, they gave up a season high 9 plays of over 20 yards. 7 of those were passes, and they've given up a lot of big plays throughout the season. And I'd mentioned a moment ago that they hadn't in this game tonight, had not given up one play. The Eagles are taking that shot, and it looked like they had Quez Watkins. Now, I agree. I think Julian Love got away with one.
Here's Walker, short gain, tackle made by Jordan Davis. Jalen Hurts adding to that career high now with 11 interceptions, responsible for 16 turnovers. And the Eagles have more turnovers now already than they had all of last season when they ended up in Super Bowl 57.
Yeah, that's been a problem. You know, they've turned the ball over too much on offense, and they haven't turned the ball over enough on defense.
3rd down and 5 for Seattle. Four-man rush, and this is broken up. And a strong play. Lockett was the target, and it's Eli Ricks who got his hands on it. Good coverage by this secondary to bring up 4th down.
There were a lot of bodies right there because Sidney Brown was also number 21. Looked like he was in a lane where he could have made a play on it.
They've got 2 rookies playing tonight, the Eagles, with Ricks, a college free agent from Alabama, and Ringo, 4th-round pick from Georgia, and they've held up pretty well.
Yeah, that's a good job defensively by Philadelphia. Change of possession like that, and the way that Seattle moved the ball prior, and to be able to force a 3-and-out.
Eagles get the ball right back. Here's Covey on the return out of bounds at the 25. A 10-yard return. We're back in 30 seconds after a war.
And San Francisco, between those 2 teams, with the Ravens and the 49ers, 2 heavyweights in their conferences, squaring off, still fighting for home field advantage. Good stuff.
Yuletide fun for us. 2 top seeds head to head. And the 3rd Monday Night Football game matching teams with 11 or more wins in the history of this TV franchise. 2nd and 7. Here's Hurts taking off. Didn't get it. 3rd down coming up. Less than a yard to go. Bobby Wagner made that tackle. These 2 quarterbacks were the story coming in, with Locke getting his 2nd straight start for the injured Geno Smith. And Jalen Hurts, who was downgraded to questionable yesterday, able to go. The numbers for the 2 quarterbacks. Here is the push sneak. And a 1st down pickup by Hurts.
You saw Julian Love over there. He's not in the middle of that pile, but he was holding up his hand as though it was 4th down and they were short.
See Bobby Wagner again doing everything he can coming over the top.
Yeah, he was outside the frame, but he's holding up like we stopped him, and no, you didn't.
Nobody stops him.
Nobody stops him. That's, yeah.
4.5 to go. 1st down, Philadelphia. Here's Swift breaking a tackle or 2. Got around the edge and slides with a 1st down. Remember, Seattle has only 1 timeout remaining. And a smart move. Here's Julian Love going, we stopped him, and he was wrong. Nice job there by Swift to stay in bounds after that 11-yard pickup. And we'll be under 4 minutes to go by the time the Eagles snap it again. Swift turned nothing into something, got 3. Love missed a tackle, and DeAndre makes it 2nd down and 7. Former second-round pick by Detroit, came in a trade with the Lions. After the Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs. Both teams happy with who they have. 2nd and 7. Swift again is brought down, and there he is. Leonard Williams has been all over the place tonight for Seattle.
Yeah, he really has. He's been all over the place since even going back to when he was with the Giants. I mean, he's just a great player, but he's been a real force for this defense since coming over to Seattle, and has had another big night. And, this is essentially the ball game here. Seattle has one timeout, and the clock continuing to run. They've got to make a stop here.
3rd down and 7. Hurts out to his right. Now back to his left.